Hello and welcome to North Yorkshire News again. 17th of February, we're going through the year. I'm going to start this off with an interview from Leslie Roundtrees. Saw them at the beginning of the year, so I've just gone back now just to see how they're going on. So I hope you enjoy this little interview we did with them. Well, today we're at Malton Rugby Club and with me I've got Richard John. John, what's your job at Malton Rugby Club and how long have you been in it?
My existing role at the moment is Club and Coach Development Officer, which is a paid role by the club. I started back in 2019, just pre-COVID. But previous to that, being first team coach for 2 or 3 years, back in 2001 right through to 2008. Then I had a bit of a break, but generally always been around committee and various jobs and roles. Right, so what's your connection with rugby? Did you play? Or? Yeah, I moved and played all over the country actually. Played at Malton back in 1989, 1990, 91 at the old ground. Yeah. But I'd moved up from Northamptonshire where I played in the East Midlands. Then I left Malton in 1991 and moved down to Bristol and had 5 years playing at Clifton Rugby Club in National 2s and National 3. And then came back again in 2001 where I ended up taking over the coaching role after the Twickenham trip. Right through to about 2007, 2008. So you've had a fair moving around with the game? Yeah, some really wonderful places really. I was on the Isle of Wight for 2 years, played at Sandown and Shanklin, Rushton and Higham in Northamptonshire. My junior rugby started down at Eastbourne, down on the south coast, which is home for me. Work's just taken me around. My first stop was always rugby clubs, followed by the cricket club. No matter where you go in the country with work, you can always go to a rugby club. Yeah. You've got something to talk about. Yeah, and it's always that, and then cricket in the summer, so it was just a natural transition really. Yeah, right. So, Malton Rugby Club. It was formed in 1953. Correct, yeah. 70th year this year. Yeah. Interesting bloke called Frank Eccles who started it. Do you know whether it's genuine history or the local history about him? I don't know a great deal about it. A lot of I'm classed as one of the old fellas. I never met him, so we've still got, I think, we've definitely got one member who was involved in the very first game still with us. Right. So he would be the man who sort of knows the ins and outs. And we did have a history of Malton book pulled together. And that sort of categorises everything really. Right. Just for the viewers, Frank Eccles moved from Leeds area to Malton. And he was a rugby league man. And he couldn't join York or Scarborough really because the rugby union would have gone down on those clubs. So he went about setting up Malton Rugby Club. I understand putting posters up all over and ended up with a meeting in the Green Man which 50 people attended, and from there Malton Rugby Club got started. So the first game, friendly game that I got down is 4th of April 1953 against Bridlington. Never a friendly. Well, you got your revenge on Saturday, didn't you? A couple of weeks ago we did. Yeah. So. And I think we play them again in the Papa John's Trophy. It's the only round I think for us, which I think is on or around about the 4th of April. Actually, I think it's about the 6th of April, that's an irony to it. Yeah. I hope the Papa John's gets sorted out because last year people were playing in, and if they lost the first round, they think, we're not travelling away, and it needed sorted out. Really. It did need, I mean, we went out in the first round. We were played away at Rochdale actually, but then I know that looking over the results across the country, there were lots of walkovers. Because for that reason, people really didn't have a buy into it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this year might get a little bit kudos. I mean, I know those sides, for example, Driffield getting to the final, which was great, and it was a great day for them, and good on them for doing it, and they benefited from it massively. And since you've been formed, you've had some really good years. Cups and trophies, silver trophies, Twickenham. Twickenham was the I think the pinnacle of
that was when the Tetley Vase was at its peak, really.
Yeah.
And that was a one.
Who did you play?
We played. From Liverpool side.
Right.
It'll come to me in a minute. It's just over there.
Yeah. So it was a good game, good day out.
Yeah, it was actually. Ironically, I hadn't quite come back actually. I was moved back into the area in 2001, and I used it. It was about 2 weeks before my wedding.
Yeah.
So I actually used it as a bit of my stag weekend.
Right.
Yeah. Hoylake.
Right.
Hoylake Club.
Yeah. And went down the night before and.
I think 2 or 3 coaches. I think it was a big exodus from Malton.
Yeah.
And it was a really good day for everybody, I think.
Right. And looking at this, you've had some good second 15s.
Second team have run some of the Yorkshire Trophy, the Yorkshire Cups for the second team on occasions. They're doing all right this year again. It's challenging for the player spot in their league.
Right, that's good.
So yeah, all good.
So to the club now, how many teams do you run? We
run first, seconds, and thirds. Not every single week, but not far off it. So there are 3 teams out on a Saturday. We've got a women's team who play in the league who play on a Sunday. That's gone from strength to strength. And then we've got full age range from under 7s right through to our Colts.
Right.
Our Colts are the present Yorkshire Cup holders. They won it last year at Doncaster against Pontefract, and I think they're unbeaten this year.
So they're going very well.
Yeah.
So I know a couple of clubs in our area that have had an increase in players this year when there's supposed to be less people playing rugby. How have you had more people coming?
Yeah, I mean, I think the key year was obviously 2020 with COVID.
Yeah.
That hit a lot of clubs. That coincided with the summer before, in 2019, when I started. To be fair to the club and linked to the RFU, because it was at the very beginning of my role as a coach development officer, it was subsidised by the RFU's All Schools programme. So a little bit of finance there. We had finance from our sponsors and some club members who supported my role.
Yeah.
But that was also then alongside, we had certainly in East Yorkshire had a really strong RDO rugby development group from the RFU.
Yeah.
We had 4, one at Scarborough, Tom Harrison, then we had a guy at Selby, a guy at York, overseen by James Mackay. But obviously following COVID, those roles were made redundant by the RFU. And I think it's, again, we were fortunate that the RDOs that we had in our area were very good.
Yeah.
I think in other areas of the country, I think they were less productive. I think we've got 60 clubs in Yorkshire. I think it might be even more than that. In the whole of Yorkshire, and we used to have significantly 20 odd RDOs across the county. We've now got 1.
Right.
As an RDO and another role doing something else. So all in all, there's about 3 supporting clubs, which is a shame, really.
Yes, it's a big shame. On about money, and you mentioned sponsors. Who are your main sponsors?
Our main sponsor is Ian Mosey.
Yeah.
It's a local farm. Actually, their main interest in their pig farms. But they have.
Sometimes see that, is it with the big wagons?
Big wagons, so they have what they call bed and breakfast pigs.
North where we are.
Will do, yeah. Again, started off as a farm. His brother's a farmer opposite on the same land. And Ian had 2 of his lads have all played at the club. Still involved heavily at the club on a Saturday, so Ian is a big supporter. Rogers of York, AJ Steads, they're carpet and furniture people. Rhino Industrial taken over this year. There's quite a few. I mean, the clubs.
You're well supported in the community.
Absolutely, really
So, what other things go on within the club, other functions?
I mean, it's now run as a business, understandably. The turnover is healthy through letting out of the clubhouse. We invested a lot of money in the clubhouse 2 or 3 years ago to bring it up to a standard that people would want to rent and hire. We have a big caravan fraternity who come over the summer months. Week on week, we'll have around the outside of the pitches. They'll use the clubhouse and use the land for caravan clubs. We've had and have a big Harley Davidson rally this summer.
I come to that, and it's a big one this year.
Yeah, it's an European international one, I think.
Yeah.
They're expecting around about between 700 to 900 Harley Davidson bikes coming through.
Lots of noise in Malton Norton.
Yeah.
That's only the engines.
That's it.
Yeah.
So those are the sort of things that really help support the club.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, and I don't want to get into trouble with these questions, right? Which club do you like to visit on away games?
Interesting. I mean, Scarborough's always good. Enjoy it, as long as it's depending on the weather. But Scarborough's really good.
Yeah, it does blow in a bit from the north.
It can do if it gets on a good day. It's better rugby playing
rugby.
Last time I was
there, it was Seafresh.
Yeah. So Scarborough's always a good one to go to. I think our local ones are the best. Scarborough, Driffield was always good once we were in their league. Pocklington. York, I think the local ones are the good ones to go to.
Now, I'm not going to ask you about your home now. This is away again. Best beer away from home.
Oh, crikey, you're talking to a southerner, remember here.
Yeah, no, so you like a flat head.
So I've only ever been in Yorkshire for 20 years. No, I mean, I'm still a Tetley's man, I think, with a bit of black sheep thrown in.
Right. Now the last one is, who serves the best meal after the game?
I've got to say, I think we do. I think we've got a good reputation for the meals after, for players' meals.
Right.
That might be a little bit presumptuous, but certainly on our way, I think you've got a long way to be what we serve.
Right, that's good. Well, thanks for putting up with me.
Pleasure.
And it's been a pleasure to come back to Malton.
Good.
I can remember playing on the old ground.
Good memories down there.
So how long have you been up here now?
I think 1996 or 97, I think.
Right, it must have been a big decision.
I guess so, I mean, again, Fitzwilliam Estate obviously provided the land. There was obviously housing is now put onto the old field. I actually played in the opening game.
Right.
As an invitation 15, I came up from Bristol to play in it.
Yeah, and you just got a big hospital home, got up next door for jockeys.
That's the Injured Jockey Centre. Fabulous facility for the North. I think it's Injured Jockey Centre for the north of England, I think, or north east. I'm not sure. And that's again adds value to the area and people coming in.
Fortunately, that I know got a very serious injury about 3 months ago. I broke his neck. So horse
was it in the stalls? Was it one that
just came out of Newcastle? Just came out. I don't think it was actually in the stall. I think it was just coming out of the stall.
I heard that.
And the horse slipped. We've been talking to him in the cafe the other, just a week before.
Oh right.
So
Well, my daughter rides point to point, so she was aware of that particular one.
Right. Well, thanks again.
Pleasure.
And
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, listening to that interview, it seems as if Nestle Roundtrees are going quite well with the position they are in the league and the way they're going in the cup matches and getting a few more players in. So we'll go on to this. We better do the results, Dave.
Oh, that's right.
We're still missing Stu. We're still not too good. So we go on. Results for the 17th of February 2024. National 2 North. Wharfdale 39. Hull Ionians 19. Regional 1 North East. Harrogate 14. York 14. Ilkley 43. Bladen 8. Regional 2 North East. Moortown 31. Malton and Norton 37. Rochdale 21. Selby 24. Scarborough 14. Old Broadlonians 12. Counties 1 Yorkshire. Harrogate Pythons 22. Bradford and Bingley 19. Wensleydale 19. Wetherby 45. Counties 2 Yorkshire. North Ribblesdale 54. Leeds Corinthians 0. Ripon 23, Baildon 6. Counties 3 Yorkshire, Rotherham Phoenix 12, Northallerton 22. Skipton 13, Thirsk 12. Wharfdale 39, Hullonians 19.
I think we expected that, didn't we? We that was a banker really for Wharfdale.
Ionians are having not a very good season this season, right? So Regional 1 North East, Harrogate 14, York 14.
Good result from both, I would have said.
Well, I don't think it is because both needed to win.
Yes.
But
both didn't need to get beat either.
No.
So
I must admit, and I've got to say this with all honesty, I have not seen a pitch as bad as Harrogate's since about the 1970s.
Was it waterlogged or is it just?
It's just mud.
Mud.
I'm not kidding you. Mud was that deep. As soon as you walked on it, you were into it.
Yeah.
I mean, both sets of players did very well to last 80 minutes. You know,
Without no fatalities or anything like that. Getting
nobody drowned. But it really was, and I mean, Harrogate have got a couple of extra games on that pitch, so whether it lasted, well, it'll have to last the season out, but it really was bad. Needs a bit of drainage, I think. Yeah. Right. Ilkley 43, Bladen 8. How would you go?
I think we had that one down for
yeah,
home.
We did. Yeah. Bladen don't seem to travel very well. Regional 2 North East, Motown 31, Malton Norton 37.
I'm not quite sure we went that way.
I think you went with Malton Norton and I went with Motown.
Right. Oh, well,
so,
tick down for me.
Yeah. Rochdale 21, Selby 24.
That was a closer game than I thought it would have been. I thought Selby would have run away with that.
Well, I think again I went with Rochdale because they've been going quite well the last few games and they were at home, but they are. I can't be right all the time.
No, true.
Scarborough 14, Old Broadleians 12. I think we had this as Scarborough to win.
I think we did, yes.
Yeah.
Because they're just starting to emerge, aren't they?
Yeah, last 3 or 4 games have done quite well.
Yeah.
Counties 1 Yorkshire, Harrogate Pythons 22, Bradford and Bingley 19. 2 bottom teams here, going with the home team.
I'll tell you what, it's good to see that the teams what are playing, they're scoring points.
Yeah,
You know, and it's pretty close all the way through.
Yeah.
So a nail biter probably.
Yeah, and to me this was a shock of the on Saturday.
The games,
Wensleydale 19, Wetherby 45. Now whether Dale just had an off day or they had some players missing, I know Wetherby are up at the top of the league and Wensleydale are about 5th or 6th. But I didn't think that they'd get beat 45-19.
No, not on that little small pitch what they have.
No.
You know, it takes a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, I think we got that one wrong.
Oh, I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Counties 2 Yorkshire, North Ribblesdale 54, Leeds Corinthians 0.
Yeah, I think that was a home banker as well, didn't it?
Yeah. It's not often you see a team get to 0 though, but there you are. Ripon 23, Baildon 6. Ripon going well.
Strong side at home, Ripon.
Yeah.
Their seasons sort of differ. You know, they have dips and then all of a sudden they have quality players available, and you know, it's marvellous how they do it.
Yeah. Counties 3 Yorkshire, Rotherham Phoenix 12, Northallerton 22. Going with form there?
I think I went with form, yeah. I'm sure
I think, I'm not too sure, but I think that win guarantees Northallerton promotion.
Aye.
So now what they'll be looking for is to stay at the top. I'm pretty sure it guarantees. I was looking at the other day.
There's one point in it at the moment, isn't there?
But they've got promotion. The team that are 3rd or 4th can't catch them.
Yes.
So they're promoted. But whether it's champions, I don't know. Right, here's one for you, Dave. Skipton 13, Thirst 12.
Well, like I said about Skipton, one of these sides, they're having a funny season.
Yeah.
They've had some good results, but they've had some extraordinary bad results.
Yeah.
And I think this was a good result for them.
Yeah. They needed it because they're down near the bottom.
They are,
They're in the dodgy area.
Yeah.
So,
I saw them at Northallerton early on in the season. I thought they were a good quality side, but whether they can, get that amount of players out week in and week out, which is a different thing. But to beat Thirsk, who are on a bit of a run at the moment, Thirsk,
they've done well.
Another good.
Well, that's the results for last Saturday. So we'll go now and have a look at the fixtures for next week. Fixtures for the 24th of February 2024. National 2 North. Hull versus Wharfdale. Regional 1 North East. Harrogate versus Doncaster Phoenix. Ilkley versus Driffield. Regional 2 North East. Dronfield versus Selby. Goole versus Malton and Norton. Counties 1 Yorkshire. Harrogate Pythons versus Aldrich Worthians. Counties 2 Yorkshire. Norh North Yorkshire clubs playing. Counties 3 Yorkshire. Castleford versus Skipton. Right, Dave. Fixtures for the 24th would normally be a rest week in this, so it's games that are catching up and things like that. So National 2 North, Hull versus Wharfdale. Hull are 8th on 46 points, Wharfdale are 4th on 62 points. Any ideas, Dave?
I've got a feeling it's going to be down to the conditions of the pitch with this, because Wharfdale are a running side, and Hull, I would imagine their pack is quite a strong pack, and it's just a question of who gets on top. But I'm going to go for an away win there.
Yeah, I'll go with an away win. They seem to like old teams, to Wharfdale.
I guess.
Right, Regional 1 North East. Harrogate versus Doncaster Phoenix. Harrogate 2nd on 60 points. Doncaster Phoenix 11th on 25 points.
Well, that's another case for how this pitch is going to hold up.
Yeah, yeah.
And what Doncaster can make of it.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
I would go for a home win there.
Yeah, I would normally, but I noticed on Saturday when York were there, Harrogate's pack quite strong because it's so muddy. They weren't getting any leverage off the pitch. They were just slipping. So it sort of nullified their pack to a bit. I mean, it'll nullify other packs as well, but they are. Ilkley versus Driffield. Ilkley 6th on 43 points. Driffield 4th on 58 points.
That could go either way. That's an I mean, I would like to think Driffield could pull off a win there, but Ilkley at home, they might just be just too strong.
They had a good win on Saturday, did Ilkley? I'm going to go with Ilkley on that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Regional 2 North East. Dronfield versus Selby. Dronfield 6th on 53 points. Selby 1st on 67 points.
This is another good fixture, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, with 6th taking on the top team, but I think Selby should be too strong for him.
I'll go with Selby as well on that one. Goole versus Malton and Norton. Goole are 5th on 55 points. Malton and Norton 4th on 56 points. If the other ones was close, Dave. This one's close.
Oh, well, I would imagine, yeah. It's not often I say, but it could be a draw, this one.
Right, sitting on the fence, that's
I think I will do, yes.
Yeah. Right, well, I'm going to go Malton Norton.
Right.
I just think, well, they're a North Yorkshire team, so when in doubt, go with them. Right, Counties 1 Yorkshire. Harrogate Pythons versus Old Rishworthians. Harrogate are 11th on 22 points. Old Rishworthians are 10th on 30 points.
I think this will be a bit of a ding-dong battle, won't it?
Well, I don't think either of them can afford to lose.
No.
So
And I've got a feeling that Rishworthians might just pull it out of the bag.
yeah, so have I. Okay then. Counties 2 Yorkshire, rest weekend, Counties 2 Yorkshire, up to date with all the fixtures. So unless they've got any friendlies organised, there's nothing down on the Rugby Union list. Counties 3 Yorkshire, Castleford versus Skipton. Castleford 8th on 33 points, Skipton 9th on 32 points. Another close one, Dave. You're going for a draw on this one as well?
No, I don't think I am. I think, it, like I said, it all depends on the referee down at Castleford. They've got a really fantastic record for having players booked and sent off and God knows what else.
Yeah.
And Skipton are a big pack, and it might just sort of, it'll come about who's the biggest bruisers of both, packs.
Right.
And who's going to get a top dog, and I'll go for Skipton.
Right, okay then. I'll go with Skipton as well on that one. Okay, so that's it for this weekend.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Enjoy the internationals if you're not watching a local game. And we'll be back the weekend after. Are you away next?
No.
When you end of May you're out? No.
It's just about end of May sometime.
Right, so
Not next week.
Not next week, right. So these people that can afford holidays, I tell you, no good.
I know, well, you said you'd meet us there, didn't you, really?
No, I didn't.
No, you did.
Did I?
Yeah. You said you'd been over there a week before we got there.
Right, okay then, all the best, thank you.
Cheers.